Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels, and this is Northampton Wolves, where I am supposedly in control of everything. Ha! I am back from Chicago, and what a trip that was. I'm going to tell you all about it. But if you are joining us today, make sure you say hello. Give us a little shout so that we know that you're here, and I will really appreciate that. Like I said, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook and saw our posts, I was in Chicago this past week with Eileen doing some work for the store at the trade show. So hi Amanda, hi Sally, hi Eileen, hi Bonnie. Bonnie, we really missed you. Bonnie was supposed to come with us, but she tested positive for COVID the day before we were going to go. So she wasn't able to come with us. We missed your opinion on a lot of stuff. Hi Marilyn, yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. And Rosemary, hi Lana. Hi to all of you guys. Thanks for tuning in. So I was in Chicago. It was my first trip to Chicago. We did off into the downtown area. The convention center and the hotels were right next door to O'Hare. And we were 45 minutes by subway from downtown Chicago. So on Wednesday, we had most of the day free. So Eileen and I hopped on the subway after walking for almost a mile to get there, and 45 minutes later got off in the center of Chicago and found our way eventually to the hop-on, hop-off bus tour. I love those little tours when you have a short amount of time in a city. It really gave us a great overview of all of the sights, some beautiful views. I got a chance to take some great pictures. We jumped off at the Navy Pier and had some lunch, and then walked around a little bit downtown and hopped back on the subway and got back to the convention center just in time for the show to start. Barbara, you're welcome. I'm going to talk more about it. You know I've loved that bag forever, but I'll talk more about that. So hi Barb, hi Linda, and hi Deb. Again, thanks for being here. So the show officially opened on Wednesday evening. And as usual, our trip was filled with both really good and really kind of bad. Tuesday and Wednesday, our hotel had no air conditioning, and those were the two 95 to 100 degree days. So we were nervous about whether we would actually be able to spend Wednesday night in the hotel, because when Eileen and I got back to the hotel after our adventure, it was hot in the room. By the time we were done with the opening ceremonies at the show and got back to the hotel to have dinner, the air conditioning had been fixed and we were comfortable that night. But that was a little bit worrisome. We were wondering if we would have to maybe be switched to another hotel, but that got fixed. Our trip home, we got stuck in those airline nightmares, and man, if you have to travel anytime this summer, I would just say be prepared. We were at the airport in plenty of time, in fact probably a little earlier than we needed to be. We were nearing departure time. We were within an hour and a half, and we got delayed for 90 minutes. Then we got a gate change, and then we got delayed again for another 90 minutes. By that time, we should have been home. We were supposed to leave Chicago at 6:15 and arrive back in Bradley around 9:15 with the time change. And with the 3 delays that we had, we ended up not even leaving Chicago until a little after 10:30 at night. And they actually had to take a plane out of the hangar to accommodate all of the people that were going to Hartford. And we had to wait for them to approve something that wasn't right in the kitchen, in the galley. And of course, a plane can't fly unless everything is spick and span and working correctly. So they had to do all kinds of paperwork to make sure that it was okay for us to fly without a coffee pot or something silly like that. And then they had minimum ice. So they had to approve that as well, that we would be able to fly without the full ice drawer being full. But we made it. We didn't get home till 2:30, so both Eileen and I were wiped out on Saturday. I'm glad I decided not to come into work on Saturday. Those were the bad parts of traveling. And it wasn't just our flight. We were watching it happen all around us. We were flying American. And from what I hear on the news, it's happening a lot. So be prepared. I mean, we didn't know what we were going to do if our flight was canceled. I think we would have just ended up sleeping on the floor in the airport because I wasn't going to travel back to try and find a hotel room on a Friday night. So safe and sound, and with lots of fun things to tell you about. But first, I want to talk about the market bag. I sent you that email out, and Barbara let us take photos of her finished project, and she has made a couple of them. And every time she comes in with it, I'm so excited about it. It's such a beautiful bag. The sales rep for the company has always told me and showed me pictures from other stores that have done it, that it was a great project for people to do. So I finally caved in and started mine. We have the yarn that it calls for. It's called Cairns, just like that. And it is a cotton blend, which means that it's mostly cotton, 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. And it is a multicolor yarn, as you can see by looking at the pictures of it. It is what I would call a light worsted weight. There's 190 yards in the 100-gram skein. They're calling for size 7 to 9 in that 4 to 5.5 stitches to an inch range. It's very nice to work with. It has a slightly different construction. It's almost like a chain on a chain, but it's easy to knit with. You don't get the needle stuck.
Almost like a ribbon.
It almost has a ribbon texture because it's a little bit flat, I would say. So this is where I am with my market bag. So there's the bottom. It's just like I told you in the email, it's basically a square of garter stitch with slip stitches on the end, and that's what the yarn knits up like when you're knitting it by itself, one color by itself. It does stripe, and it does fade from one color. It's what I would call an uneven stripe because you're not necessarily getting the same amount of color in each stripe. And then on the sides, you pick up the stitches all along the sides, and you start with the second color in a simple slip stitch pattern. So this pattern is 2 rows of knit in the main color, and then with the secondary color, you're doing a slip 2, purl 4. So it's a very easy pattern. I have to remind me, Kate, to take the second skein of my main color home because I didn't take the 2 skeins home to do. So you're on a circular needle, knitting in the round, purling and slipping as you go. We've gotten a great response to the email already. We have colors. I talked a little bit about choosing colors. So Karen just ordered these 2 colors to go together. So she's got kind of a lighter green shade with a darker green and pink. So these are going to look really nice together. There's so much color in each skein that even though I talked about going light and dark, you can see the difference between them right here. There's a lot of dark in this one and a little bit lighter in that one. It only takes, if you're going to make the smaller version of the bag, it only takes 1 of each. If you're going to make the larger version, which is the picture that I showed you of Barb's, and I'm making the larger version, you will need 2 skeins of the main color, the one you use for the bottom, and 1 skein of your contrast color. But I pulled up some of the other colors so that you could see what I'm talking about with color choices. So this is Sydney Swans, very pretty pink and gray, with this one is Gold Coast. Those 2 colors together would look great as well. And then the darkest, I think this is probably the darkest color that we have. This is Melbourne. That would also work with the pink. There we go. as well. And then this is the one of the colors that I'm using. This is the Royal Botanic Gardens. That gives you that bright yellow with, this one is Gold Coast again. So those two really look good together too. It's just a fun little project that you can whip up pretty quickly. This is Whist Sundays. Whist Sundays, whatever that means. And Melbourne. So those two would look really good together too. Now you don't even have to do contrast colors, because I actually think these two would also make a completely different feel. It would give you a very light pastel-y feel to the bag, but be oh so pretty. What a great little baby shower gift this would be.
Oh,
a little bag like that in colors like that.
With pink and blue together.
With pink and blue together, so it doesn't matter. You stuff it with diapers or, you know, whatever else you may need. And you've got a great little shower gift. And really, it does not take long. I did this much in probably about 4 or 5 hours of knitting. One day I did the bottom of the bag and then went to bed, and then started the rest of this in a movie basically yesterday. So the pattern, I gave you a link to the pattern. It's called Market Square Bag. And we're running out of battery here. It's called Market Square Bag. It is for purchase on Ravelry, and you can buy the pattern. If you don't have a printer or you have trouble buying things on Ravelry, come on in, and when you are here, we will be able to get the pattern for you and print it out even. Kate's gonna plug me in because my battery is running low. It's the one thing that I didn't prepare for well today. So it's a little project that you can, here she goes, that you can get done pretty quickly. And the other thing that I've talked about, if you watched some of my video from the show, I talked about getting those projects that you've got on the needles done, because there's going to be some really great yarn coming. And because I was with Eileen, she gave me one of our newest models for the store. This is ranunculus. So this she did, isn't that great? She did this in 4 skeins of Rios from Malbrigo. So it is really soft and really, really going to be a nice one to wear. So this is one of the new models. We have a stack of things that we are going to be doing for new models for the fall. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the things that I saw and ordered. I don't have samples of everything because they don't do that. They don't all give away samples, so we have to wait for the orders to come in or until they ship me the samples. But one of the newest yarns that I did place an order for is, it's called the Field Collection from Dream in Color. This is a merino wool and yak combination, and the colors are just spectacular. It is a really soft, really beautiful yarn in that lighter weight sport to DK weight gauge. A lot of the Jennifer Steinglass sweaters they had shown as models in the booth, so it's going to be great for color work. We have a list. I have a list already of the colors that I want to do our new model in, and that's one that's going to be coming in September. So I'm going to be talking more about it, but I just wanted you to see what kind of range we're looking at. The other yarn that I ordered that will be coming in is not a new yarn to us, but it is a return of Madeline Tosh. We're starting with the Tosh Merino Light, and this is their fingering weight. It's 420 yards per skein, and this is their 100% superwash merino wool. I ordered 20 colors of the Tosh Light, and those will be coming closer to the end of August. Madeline Tosh has done an amazing job. It's now owned by Jimmy Beans Wool, and the owner of Jimmy Beans, whose name escapes me, and I'm so sorry for that, has really brought that company back into line. We used to have to wait 8 weeks or more for orders to be dyed and processed, they are now at 2 weeks. So we can get this stuff pretty quickly. They also have a lot of already dyed colors that I can pick from, and they're going to do trunk shows, they're going to do pop-ups. We are going to have a very special visit with Libby, who is one of their marketing people. It turns out that Libby and I have a very close mutual friend who it took us a while to figure it out. Last summer or the spring, when I was out in California, we were at a brunch, a neighborhood brunch at my son's house. And one of the women there, when she found out that I owned a yarn store, talked about a friend of hers who worked for some big company that she couldn't remember the name of. And she texted that friend and asked if that friend knew of Northampton Wools. And that friend texted her back, "Oh yes, I've been in that store." Well, I forgot all about that. And when I marched into the Madeline Tosh booth, there was Libby, who looked at my name tag and said, "Oh, I had a friend who knows you." And she said the friend's name, and it didn't click. It took me about 10 minutes to realize that the friend she was talking about was the friend that I had met at Jeff's house at the brunch. So it was really, really fun to make that special connection. So when Libby comes, and she said she comes actually to Amherst often, the next time she comes, she's going to come over and we'll do a little taped even interview with her. So we're really happy to have Madeline Tosh back in the and on the shelves, and we're going to be growing that collection. They have a number of bases, meaning they have a number of different kinds of yarn and thicknesses of yarn. We're starting with the Tosh Light, which is their most popular, and probably going to add the Pashmina and maybe even the vintage as we get further and further into the fall. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that, because we will be one of the few stores in Massachusetts that does stock them. So that was nice to know as well. In the Dream in Color booth, back to them, Veronica is the owner of that business, and her son, her 22-year-old son, is starting a new business, and he is doing these little keychain or reminder things. This one on the back of it has the Kitchener stitch directions, a little measuring 2-inch ruler on the bottom, and we're going to have these with our logo printed on them. So we will be getting a bunch of these in, and then he's doing a bunch of acrylic different shaped stitch markers that are really very cute in little stitch marker holders. So we always like to support young new businesses, especially young new entrepreneurs who are striking out on their own for the very first time. So if you saw the video, you heard me talk about a new company called Linares, and I don't have any sample of that, but I am so excited about Linares. Now they are shipping from San Diego. Their main office is in San Diego, but they are gathering yarn from the cooperatives in Uruguay. So that means that there is a similarity in the fleece that they're getting to both Manos and to Malbrigo, but their dyeing process is moving more and more to 100% eco-friendly. They are collecting and using rainwater to rinse the dyes with, and they have found a way to recycle all of the wastewater that they collect or produce as well. So they're really trying to be as conscious about their impact as possible. They have a very low carbon imprint because of the process that they're doing. Now, he spoke with me about the spin, the twist on their yarn, which he said is exclusive to them. And I can't tell you what exactly that is, but I can tell you that it gave the yarn a very crisp and clean appearance. So it's very, very fresh. The sweater that I can't wait to get done for a new model in the store is called Rift, and that's by Jacqueline Cieslak. So you can look that up. It's a very simple t-shirt. it just spoke to me as soon as I saw it on the hanger. I was like, I think it was the first time I had seen that pattern in person, although it is not a new one. It has been around for a while. It's just a very simple tee kind of shape that you can wear over just about anything. A little bit more than a vest and less than a sweater. We're seeing a lot of that. Again, the colors, like Dream in Color, the colors are intense. We were not seeing a lot of pastels. We were seeing a lot of really intense colors. So this season is going to bring a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily call them jewel tones, because that they tend to be brighter, right? Jewel tones, they're just deep. They're deep. That's and the ranges are really rich. Very New Englandy, I think.
Yeah, rich color.
They're rich, very rich. Thank you, Deb. Oh, Deb, I'm so sorry to hear that. She shattered her knee and broke your ankle. Deb, did somebody push you? Holy cow.
I feel better soon.
Oh my God, yeah, I hope you recover. If you need yarn, let me know. We can mail it to you. Yeah, you know, I do go to the post office almost every day. Oh my gosh, that would be a tough way to spend the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of other new things. Lantern Moon has some two new project bags in a really great shape that I'm anxious to get. I can't wait until those come in. There's a whole new company called Pasquale, and there is a range of their yarn, which is also a woolen yak blend that Melanie Berg has designed, and she's coming out with a new sweater specifically using that yarn. And so we'll be looking forward to getting that. All of this is just kind of to tease you, because we won't be getting any of it really until later in August, the beginning of September, when fall knitting really begins. But I just want you to know that I did my job. I looked at everything. I got some great fun stuff that I know all of you are going to love. I really tried to pick things that I think will look good in the store and really be appealing to you, so that I could bring you the best of the best that's out there. So I look forward to sharing it all with you as it all comes in. Let's see, what else? So with new models, thinking about new models and what we're going to need to have shown, we're going to be taking down a lot of the old models that you see hanging up on the wall. Not that we don't love them, but they have done their job. Some of them will be, what was I going to say? They've done their job. Some of them, the yarn's going to be gone, so we won't be carrying it anymore. We don't need the sweater done in that yarn anymore. With that in mind, Kate and I are preparing over the next couple of weeks for what we're going to call our You Can Say You Knit That days. And what that means is that we're going to take the stuff that we no longer need, we're going to mark it down to the very lowest price we can, and during Amazon Prime Days, July 12th and 13th, we are going to have our You Can Say You Made It days here, where you will be able to buy a model that we've put on sale, not just sweaters. It's going to be some shawls and hats for such a ridiculous price, and then you can turn around and say you made it if you want to get it as a gift. We won't tell. We've always said that to people who have bought things that already made, that you can say you made it, we don't mind. But look for that. You're going to be getting more information on that, usually during sidewalk sales at the end of July. We have a lot of the stuff put out, but we're going to do it special to coincide with Amazon Prime. We're going to try and combat that whole big buy online to buy local. And to do that, we're going to offer you guys a chance to buy something you might have been looking at the store and didn't really want to knit. So tell your friends, tell everybody to watch for it. You'll be getting email information about it. And hopefully we can make some room for some new stuff. And I know you're looking forward to it to the new colors. And I know Eileen can't wait to start knitting samples. It was so hard not to just want to take home everything looking at it at the store. So yeah, sidewalk sales at the end of July, and our clearance sale, our semi-annual clearance sale, will also begin on July 13th. And so you will get information about that, and you'll want to be finishing up your projects and saving up a little bit of money if you want to be able to take advantage of some of our clearance sale prices. We'll have things at 25, 50, and 75% off. So that will be coming up. And next Monday is July 4th, so we will not be doing a live that week. I haven't decided yet whether we'll do something on Wednesday. We might. And I saw that, Amanda. We might try to do something on Wednesday, but I will let you know. I can't let this go without saying how horrible the news was on Friday, and how so many people, especially in this community, as you can well imagine, are heartbroken over what happened. I was heartbroken for 10 minutes, and then I got angry. And I'm angry and gonna stay angry. We fought this fight when I was in college, and I find that I still have anger enough left to fight the fight again. You will be hearing some stuff from me. I will be sharing some stuff as it comes up, but one of the most obvious that a couple of other stores have kind of joined together to do is a pattern that is already available on Ravelry, and that is the Descent cowl. And I did not write down who designed it, I'm sorry, but that is a pattern on Ravelry. It's done in 2 colors of yarn. Carissa Browning. I knew I should have remembered that. Carissa Browning's Descent cowl. We're going to be doing a little fundraiser there. When I came back and went through my mail, I already had a request from Tapestry, which is the Planned Parenthood here in town. And when I get it together, we will be doing a donation to Tapestry based on sales for the Descent cowl, and we will match whatever we collect for that. So I need some time to kind of gather it together.
It looks like Carissa Browning is also donating 20% of the pattern proceeds
There you
to
go.
the American Civil Liberties Union.
So if you heard Kate, Carissa Browning is donating 20% of the sales of that pattern. We're going to see a lot of that come up now. As I was leaving the show, and Zula Fibers, which is a company that we've done some business with before, but she was already talking about doing a special colorway to show support for this. I don't know what she'll call the yarn or what yarn she's going to use, but we're going to make sure that we have that in the store. I will order it. And because of the internet now, we have ways like this to fight back, to show what we want this country to be. I was telling Kate this morning that yesterday, it's silly,
It's
but
not
yesterday,
silly, it's very real.
my grandson, who's 7, will be 8 in September, sent me a video. He was in the car with his dad driving through LA, and on one side of the street were protesters protesting guns, the ability to buy guns very, very easily. And on the other side of the street was a line of people to go into a gun shop to purchase guns. And I guess they had been by that already once before, because my son said, look at this, Logan, the line has gotten even longer. And it was heartbreaking to hear Logan say to me, these people over here with the signs, Nana, are talking about saving children.
Yeah. You know, he's feeling it so young. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was really breaking my heart
Yeah.
that they know that fear,
Yeah.
understand what that means at 7.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's time to speak out and speak up.
Yeah, it is tough to be a kid these days. It's scary.
I'm sorry.
Those are hugs. We're gonna do what we
Okay.
can.
So, and I just also want to say, if you don't agree with me, you don't have to support whatever we do. I respect everybody's right to their own opinion, but I am going to make mine known. Okay. That is it for today.
We're gonna do some self-care today.
So we're going to knit.
Knitting.
We're going to knit and knit and knit
Yeah.
because if it doesn't keep you calm, it should. And it at least gives you a moment to reflect
Yeah.
and to think and to maybe find a way.
Yeah. We will.
Yes. Okay, everybody. So go knit something. And we will see you maybe Wednesday. If not, we'll definitely see you on the 11th. Have a great week. Enjoy the 4th of July. And speak up and stand up. Bye.